Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine. So, today we are going to start your next topic of grammar, and this topic is modals. So, students, this topic is for 8th class, and as you know, that in one of your chapter in you can say in auxiliary verb chapter also we have done modals, but here in this chapter we are particularly talking about modals only, so we will do the modals in detail. In that chapter also modals, as you know, that it is a type of auxiliary verb, so that is why we have done modals in your auxiliary verb chapter also. At that time we have covered these modals in brief. Now we will cover all the modals in very much detail, so you will come to know when you have to use which type of modal, and which type of modals can be used interchangeably. So we will learn all those things. So yes, first of all, a definition of modals. So definition of modals means, in these sentences, look at these sentences carefully. For example, Basu can help us, then Vishal might help you if you ask, then could you lend me this book. So like this, if you look at these sentences carefully, and if you remember, in auxiliary verbs we have done that these words like can, might, could, these are called here modals. So the words like can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, and must, all these words are your modals, and they sometimes act as auxiliary verbs also. So Basu can help us, Vishal might help you if you ask, could you lend me this book. So like this we use these modals in the sentences. So then moving to the next page now. So rules for using modals. So what are the rules when you have to use modal? You have to be careful about these rules. First one is, modal verbs cannot stand on their own and are always used along with main verbs. So what they are saying means, these are, you can say, these are the helping verbs only, or these are the auxiliary verbs, so they cannot stand alone. So they need a main verb always along with them, accompanying the means they should always be accompanied with main verb. So the verb that is used with the modal is always in its base form or bare infinitive form. So see, first example is Mona can write well. So if you can't say that Mona can well, so that doesn't mean any sense. So the modal can requires the main verb right, and always one you have to remember that these modals are always accompanied by the main, you can say, base form of the main verb only, not past participle or the past tense form or the ing form, no. So only the base form. So even in the next is next also, Preeti must leave now. So you can't say Preeti must leaving now, or you can't skip even the leave word. So that doesn't make any sense then. So simply you have to write Preeti must leave now. Leave is the main verb here, and must is here modal. Then Sahil should apologize for what he has done. Apologize means to say to be sorry. So should apologize again a verb. So there is no need to write should to apologize, so there is nothing to do to with the means with to here. So we will simply say Sahil should apologize for what he has done, means he has to be sorry for his mistake. So then next rule is, unlike primary auxiliaries, so we have done in that chapter about the primary auxiliaries, and I hope you remember about the primary auxiliaries that we have done. So modals do not change according to the subject and number. So at that time we have done that, means at that time we have done the form how do and does will, you can say, we use the word do and does, where we have to use do, where we have to use does, and also means according to numbers also they were changing. So but here what they're saying, that modals do not change like auxiliary verb, primary auxiliary verbs. So this means that we do not add s to modals when the subject is in the third person singular, as we do in that case. So as you know that with the, you can say, with singular subjects we use the word does in that case. in case of primary auxiliaries, but with modals we need not to do any such thing. So we simply write the base form of the modal, like Shanu should leave now, not like Shanu should leave now. So Kapil will take the metro, so not like Kapil wills take the metro. So there is no need to put any s or es with the modals like we do in case of primary auxiliaries. So I hope it is clear. Then next rule is about modals. Modal verbs do not change with the change in tense. This means that modal verb do not have ed form, and some modals do have past tense forms. However, these forms have their own independent uses. So we are saying that means the past form of can is could, and will, would, shall, should. So may, might, like I, for example, they have given you example, I can swim, I could swim as a child. So means we do not use the ed words to make the past tense form of these modals, but they are having their own independent forms, past tense forms. So like could is here, and then would is here. These are the past forms of can and will respectively. So we would sit and talk for hours together. So like this, when we have to talk like this, then we can use these form of the modals. Not, we can't add ed form or ed word to make the past tense form of the modals. Then modals do not have a non-finite form. So look at the example, students, like I can sing. So you can't say that I can sing, or I must pay my taxes to must, you can't say this. So modals do not have non-finite forms. Means you will do the finite and non-finite verbs, then you will be able to understand it better. So for the time being, just remember that we can't use the ing form or the to forms with these modals. We simply use the base form of the modal, I can sing, I must pay for my taxes, etc. Then two or more modals cannot be strung together. So what does it mean? Means you can't use two modals, you can say together, like can or will or could or will, or like this. You can't use two modals simultaneously. So first one example is given, I might go to Goa next week. So you can't say like I might will go to Goa, no, that will be completely wrong. So next is we could take the evening bus. So could is means if you have written could, you can't write like we could may have taken the bus or like this. You can't use two modals together. So it is very simple, I think there is no doubt in this one. So simply we have to use only one modal in one sentence, we could take the evening bus. So then next is, so students, based on these rules, and there is an exercise for you now. So state whether these statements are correct or not, and correct the wrong ones. So some statements are given here, and you have to look at these statements carefully, and you have to check whether these statements are correct or not. So if it is correct, then it's okay, otherwise you have to correct these statements. So first one is, Meena can drawing very well. So students, if you look at this sentence, there is no need of putting ing with the main verb. As you know that modals take, we have done in the first or the second rule that modals always take the main form of the verb. So main form of the verb is draw. So we are not supposed to write ing with draw here. So we will simply say that Meena can draw well. So it means we are talking about the ability of Meena to draw very well. So there is nothing to do with ing form of the verb. So we will simply use the base form of the verb, which is draw. So Meena can draw very well is the right form of this sentence, sentence number 1. Then if we talk about sentence number 2, Tina will take Tina will can take the first bus. See, this is the last rule that we are talking about just now. So what was given in that rule, that we can't use two modals simultaneously or together. So Tina will can take the first bus. So here we are using two modals. So that's why it's wrong. So we will simply say Tina will take the first bus. So you can remove the word can from here. So can is completely wrong. So we will simply say Tina will take the first bus is the right one for the second one. Then third is, to reach on time they should to take a taxi. So again look at here. Look at this word should to. So we have done this, that there is no need of you can say infinitives like to, etc. So we will simply write should. So to reach on time they should take a taxi. So like this you can correct third one. Then if we talk about fourth is he must study hard if he wants a good grade. So see students, again if you look at the subject, here is a singular subject he is used. So but we have said that there is no need to add s or es along with the modals as we do in the case of primary auxiliaries. So we do in that case, there is no doubt that we do these kind of things with the subject when there is a singular subject in case of primary auxiliaries, but there is no need to do such kind of things with the modals. You can't put s or es with modals, so you will simply use the main form of the modals. So what is wrong here? So you can't write must, you can say you will drop this s and then it will be a correct form. He must study hard if he wants a good grade. So this is about your fourth. Then fifth is Sarah should must learn German if she goes to Germany. So again if you notice students, again they have used two modals, you can say together here. So should and must, they have used two modals. So now see, there is no need of writing should here, we can use must. Why? Because Sarah must learn German if she goes to Germany. So means if she wants to go to Germany, then she should know that language. Which language? German. So must is the correct form of modal here. So you will cross this word should and you can write the correct form like Sarah must learn German if she goes to Germany. So like this you can correct the fifth one. So I hope all the five sentences are clear to all of you. Then next is now uses. Next topic is uses, and what kind of uses means where you have to use a modal in the sentence. So means the correct position of the modal we are talking about and how you can use. So let us see rules one by one. First is in verb phrases, when the main verb is preceded by auxiliary verb, the modal verb comes first before any other auxiliary verb and the main verb. What we are saying, so as we have done in your auxiliary verb chapter, you can say modal means auxiliary verb chapter, we have done that there are different types of auxiliary verbs. So what they are saying here, they are saying that in verb phrases, when the main verb is preceded by auxiliary verb, the modal verb comes first before any other auxiliary verb and the main verb. So before any other auxiliary that we are using in a sentence or the main verb, before those two we will use your modal. So the position of modal is prior to both of them. So say the first example, Priya may have taken the books, they are not on the table. So if you look at this sentence, these three words, if you look at these three words, may have taken, so you know have is your auxiliary verb and taken is your main verb, but may word is your modal, as you know now. So see the you can say correct sequence of these words in this sentence. May is before have and may is before taken. So you have to use your modal before the main verb and before any other auxiliary verb if present in the sentence. So similarly in the next one also, they must have been waiting for you or for us. So must have been, so must have is again your auxiliary verb and waiting is your main verb. So must is before all these kind of main verbs or other auxiliary verbs. So the position, basically the position of your modal is, you can say, is before any other auxiliary verb also and before the main verb also. So you have to remember the sequence. Then next is we form negative sentences by adding not after the modal. So if you want to form any negative sentence, so what you will do, you will simply put the word not after that given modal. For example, she thought she might not reach on time. You will not write like she thought that she thought she not might reach on home. No, that will be wrong. So how you have to use the correct sequence here to form the correct sentence, correct negative sentence, you will put the word not after the modal. Then second rule is you must not smoke. So again must accompanied with not, so you must not smoke. Then Next is in questions, the modal verbs comes before the subject, and modal verbs can also form short answer questions on their own. So we have done in your question chapter also this, we have done in question chapter also this, we have done at that time also in case of auxiliary verb also. So again what they are saying that we can use these modals, means these modals can come before the subject to form the question, and these modals can be used to form short answer type questions. So how? So see, first sentence is given, they can take the last bus. So if you want to make interrogative of this sentence, what you can do here, you can simply put the can before they, which is a subject. So when your modal come before a subject, it will lead to formation of a question. So see, can they take the last bus? So like this you can form, and the answer would be a short answer, yes they can. So like this you can form questions by putting the words, modal words before subject, and these are your short answered questions. Usually these are your short answer questions. Then he should help you. Again, if you want to make interrogative from this sentence, so simply the sentence will start with the word should he help you? Yes, he should. So like this you can form the questions from the given sentences by putting your modal at the starting of the sentence before the subject. So I hope it's clear. The next is modal can be used to avoid repetition. This we have done. So modals can also be used to avoid repetition. How? See, Mira can play the piano, so can Nikhil. So can Nikhil means to say Nikhil can also play the piano. Instead of saying that Nikhil can also play the piano, we can simply say so can Nikhil. It means that he can also play the piano. So see, this word can here is used to avoid the repetition. So similarly in the second sentence also, they won't reach on time, so neither will the children. They won't reach on time, neither will the children means what we are talking about, those people, they cannot reach on time, and also the children. So again we have used the word will here to avoid the repetition. So see, from both of these examples it's clear that modals can be used to avoid repetition also. So I hope it's clear. Then again students, now there is an exercise for you. Now change the following into negatives and interrogative. So what you have to do, sentences are given in front of you, you have to simply change these sentences into negatives and interrogatives also. So as we know that for making negatives, you have to put a word not after the modal, which is very simple, and in case of making questions you have to put the modal at the starting of the sentence. So for example, if you talk about first one, a monk can fly kites. So if you want to make negative sentence from it, you can simply say a monk cannot fly kites. And if you want to make a question or interrogative sentence, question and interrogative are one and same thing. So if you want to make interrogative from this sentence, you can simply use the word can before the subject. So here subject is among, so you can write can among fly kites. So at the end you will put a question mark and it will be an interrogative sentence. So similarly in case of second sentence, Sagar will second sentence now, Sagar will help me with this project. So if you want to make negative, you will simply add the word not after will. Sagar will not help me with this project, or Sagar won't help me with this project. And if you want to make question, you will simply put the will word at the starting of the sentence. So will Sagar help me with this project, and at the end you will put a question mark. Then third is Chetan could lift really heavy weights. So if you want to make negative, you will add simply the word not here. So Chetan could not lift really heavy bags or heavy weight. And if you want to make question, then you will put could at the starting. Could Chetan lift really heavy weights? And at the end you will you will put a question mark. So students, I hope it's clear to all of you. It's very easy forming the negatives and interrogative sentences. It's very easy, and I hope you can easily do this. So I am leaving the rest of three sentences for you to practice and to form the negatives and interrogative. So next is can, could, may, might. So now These are your modals: can, could, may, might. So we will learn the use of these, where we have to use can, where we have to use could and may and might. So see, first is can. So can is used to express ability or the possibility. Both the things means sometimes to show the ability to do something, and sometimes to show the possibility. For example, Ratish can cook well. So we are talking about a person who is having the ability to cook well. So we can use this word can to express that ability of that person. So Ratish can cook well. Then second example, a holiday trip can be expensive. So it's here we are talking about the possibility of something, that trip can be expensive. So we are predicting, or we are talking about the probability or the possibility that trip can be expensive. So then second is could. So could expresses ability or possibility in past, as we said that could is the past form of can. So it is used to express ability and possibility in past form. So I could play the guitar, but I am out of practice now, means I am talking about that I could play the guitar, means मैं पहले कर लेता था गिटार प्ले, but now I am out of practice at you can say at present I am unable to play because I am out of practice. मैंने अभी कभी play ही नहीं की. So then second is we left so late we could have missed the plane. So again अगर हमने late, सो इसमें क्या है, हम पास्ट के बारे में भी बात करें कि अगर हम लेट हो गए होते तो हमने प्लेन मिस कर देना था, कि अगर बाय चांस हम लेट हो जाते उस वक्त तो हमारा जो प्लेन है वो मिस हो जाना था. सो वी आर अगेन टॉकिंग अबाउट पास्ट. सो इफ वी लेफ्ट सो लेट वी कुड हैव मिस द प्लेन. Then next is to talk about future possibilities. Might or could are used, and they are often synonymous, means they are having the same meaning. So it could rain tonight, or means we are talking about the possibility that could happen tonight, and we might have an extra class tomorrow. So like this, when we are talking about you can say a very less possibility of something, we can use these words, and these are synonym of each other, so we can use them interchangeably. Then next again, to suggest a choice or an option, we use could, though the informal can is also used for this purpose. See, look at this example: we could go and see a movie. So it's like, means we are giving just a suggestion. It's a you can say means it depends upon us that we can cancel this plan also, or we can follow this also. So it's just a suggestion. So like these kind of suggestion, with suggestions we can use this word could. We could go and see a movie. I could become an architect, or we can go by train. So means we can use these two words, and you can say informally we can use the word can also, but in formal use we use the word could. Then to give instructions or permission or ask for permission, both may and can are used. So most commonly used sentence by student is may I come in ma'am, or may I go to washroom, or may I go to have some water, or may I go to drink water. So like these. So word may is used in a formal sense, like you may leave now. So for example, when your teacher says that yes, you may leave now, this period is over, this lecture is over, you may leave now. So it's a formal way of saying something, giving the permission or instruction. Then second is you can begin the test in 10 minutes simply, means again it's an instruction. So for giving instructions we can use the word can. Then may Sarah stay here tonight, or can Sarah stay here tonight. So it's just a means it's a question that you can ask by using these words, means about the thing that is going to be happen or not. So it's like simple thing. Then can and could are used to ask about present or future possibilities. For example, when can we get the results, and could she become the new head girl, could this be a could this be a trick. So like this means to ask about the possibilities, the present or the future possibilities. We can use these words can and could. So I hope it's clear to all of you. So then use of may, can, could in questions. So as we have done earlier also. So again we can use these modals like may, can, could and might to make polite offers or requests, and these four are often interchangeable. Interchangeable means to say there is no bigger difference in their use. We can use any of these interchangeably. So can I help you? So students, this is by mistake, here there is a question mark. This is written, this slash is by mistake, so here is a question mark. Can I help you? Could you help me rearrange the furniture? Can we have some tea please? Might I make a suggestion? So like this, when you have to be polite, when you are saying something in a polite manner, so you can use these kind of words for asking a permission or anything. So or for offers or requests also, to make polite in a when you want to say something in a polite manner, so you can use these words to form questions. So I hope it's clear to all of you. So again there is a exercise for you now. So what you have to do in this exercise, fill in the blanks with can, could, may, might, and try not to repeat. So what you have to do in this exercise, you have to fill these blanks with the words can, could and may, might. So first is, you dash take the day off if you have finished your work. So we can simply write, you may take the day off if you have finished your work. And in second, dash you tell me the way to the park. So in second you can fill the word can you tell me the way to the park? So simply if when you are asking from someone about a way in a polite manner, so you can use this word can, or you can use could also. Could is even more polite. So when you want to ask something from your senior, or you want to be in completely in a polite manner, so you can use word could instead of can. So could you tell me the way to the park also, it's also correct. Then third is, dash rather be allowed to participate in the debate. So could rather be allowed to participate in the debate, so you can say may also, can also, all are right. Might is also right. Then Kajol dash want to revise the lesson before she take the test. So Kajol might want to revise the lesson before she takes the test, so might is the right option here. So I hope it's clear to all of you how you have to use these words in the sentences. Then next is the use of shall and will. What kind of rules we have to follow when we use these words shall and will? So first is that will and shall are used to show determination or a promise, and sometimes a threat also. So I will score well in the test means I am talking about, or I am giving a promise, or I a kind of you can say ambition or determination is being shown in this sentence. I will score well in the test. Second is, I will get you a new bike for your birthday means when your parents normally say that I will get you a new pen, you can say I will get you a new watch, or something like that if you get good marks, or I will get you a new bike for your birthday also. So it's a promise. So in case of promise you can use the word will. Then next is, the best painting shall be auctioned. So again you can say the best painting shall be auctioned like this. Then anyone who breaks the rule shall be punished. It's like you can say warning. So who breaks rule shall be punished. So like this, in all these sentences we can use the word will and shall, any of these words. Then will is used to make requests or to ask for favors. So will you lend me your book? So when you want to take any favor, you can use this word will you lend me your book? Will you shut the door please? So like this, when you make requests or when you ask for favor, you can use this word will. Then third is, often will is used to express impatience or anger, and we also use must in similar situation, but it is more like a rhetorical question. So what are rhetorical questions, students? I have made a video for 6th class, different types of questions. So in that video, if you want to know more about these rhetorical questions, you can watch that video. So here what we are talking about a will here. Often will is used to express impatience or anger, and we also use must in similar situations, but it is more like a rhetorical question. So will you stop fighting? So means when your parents are totally you can say means they are totally fed up from you and they have no patience, so then they say, will you stop fighting? Then will this journey never end? Means you are totally bored of that journey, or you are in a state of you can say that is not a quiet journey. So you can say, will this journey never end? Must you always fight? Must she always find fault with everything? So like this you can use the word will also and the word must also. So these can be used to express the impatience or the anger. Then next is, will is also used to ask for information. For example, will we have school tomorrow, or will there be a holiday tomorrow? Will the solar eclipse be visible in Nasik? So like this, when you have to ask about the information, you can use this word will to form your question. Then both will and shall are used to ask about an option in WH questions. So means like for example, who will clean the car? So we are talking about the options here, that out of these 3 4 students, or out of these 3 4 people, who will clean the car? So when you have to use WH word question words, and you want to you can say you want to ask about an option, you can use these words will and shall. Who will clean the car? When shall we meet again? So like this, when you are using these WH words or the question words, you can use the word will and shall to you can say to ask about an option. Then next is, when we ask about a preference or make a polite offer, we use shall. Should is also used here. So again, if you want to make any kind of preference or make polite offer, so you can simply use the word shall. So shall I switch off the lights? And shall we go home, or should we take the shortcut? So simply, when you are talking about any kind of preference that you want to make, or you want to make any kind of polite offer, so you can use this word shall to do that. For example, shall I switch off the lights? Shall we go home? Should we take the short route or shortcut? So like this. Then next is, then comes your words should and would. So where we have to use these words. After that we will do the exercise of both of these, will, shall and should, would. So before that, let us complete these rules of should and would. So should is used to talk of an obligation or give advice. So in this sense, it is a synonymous with O2. Must means it is a synonym of O2. And then must is also used to express obligation, though it is somewhat stronger than should. So as you know that when there is something that you have to do, we use the word should. But if it is completely mandatory for you, if it is means you have to do it, it is completely compulsory for you to do it, then we use the word must. Should we can use in kind of you can say in sense of giving advice also. I beg your pardon. Then you should apologize for your behavior. So should means, it's here we are talking about this word should in a you can say in an advisable manner. Not we are means not we are not giving any kind of compulsive, or means we are not making anything compulsory for that person to apologize, but we are giving him an advice, like you should apologize for your behavior. Then we should fulfill our duties and our rights will follow. Then means if for following duty also, we are just giving advice, means a strong advice that we should do this. Then you should see a doctor. You must get a driving license. So if the word must is here, it means we are talking about something that is mandatory to do. So you must get a driving license. You must look after your younger sister. So like this, must is used in a more you can say more stronger sense than the word should. Then Next is when we want to ask for advice or a suggestion, or ask if an obligation exists, we use should in question, like should I buy this pair of shoes, or should I leave a tip. So when you want to ask for any advice or suggestion, you can use the word should for making those kind of questions. Then third is would is used to talk about actions or habits in the past. So in Cochin, we would walk along the beach every night, and you can say the old gardener would chase us away when we went into the orchard to pluck mangoes. So, this word would here is used to talk about the past habits or the past actions. So, see, in Cochin, we would walk along the beach every night. कि जब हम कोचीन में थे, then we used to walk every night on the beach side or along the beach. So, like this would is used to express or to talk about the actions of the habit that happened in the past. So I hope it's clear to you. Then next is would is used to make polite requests or offer. So I would like some ice cream please, then I would like to know what is going on, and would you like anything else, where would you like to go now. So when you have to make polite requests or offers also, you can use this word would. Then when we want to express a wish, would or could is used. So I wish they would listen, I wish I could come to your party. So when you want to make, or when you want to express any kind of desire or wish, you can use these words would or could, like I wish they would listen, I wish I could come to your party. So like this you can use both these words. Then to express possibility or certainty, must is used. So to express possibility also, and if something is certain, then you can use this word must, like they left early, they must have reached by now. So because they have left early के उसका रीज़न क्या है, because they have left early, so they must have reached by now कि अब तक तो वो पहुंच ही गए होंगे. Then the new phone must cost a lot of money. So it's about certainty. Earlier we were talking about the possibility, here the must is used to express the certainty that the new phone must cost a lot of money, कि अगर कोई नया फ़ोन है ये इसकी कीमत जो है वो ज़्यादा ही होगी. Then I can't find my watch anywhere, it must be lost. So again we are talking about the certainty of the loss of, you can say, of watch, that if I am unable to find it, it means it's lost now, so it must be lost. So like this you can use this word must to express possibility or certainty. Then we use must or should to express obligation in wh question, as we have done earlier also. So when must we reach, or how much money must I take, what should we bring, whom should we report to. So like this to show obligation in case of questions also, we use the word must and should, and must is used in more stronger sense than the word should. So I hope everything is clear to all of you. Then comes an exercise, the fill in the blanks with appropriate modals. So students, what you have to do here, you have to fill the modals that we have done till now. So these blanks you have to fill with the suitable modals. So first one is, you dash be extremely tired after your long journey. So here there is a word that we can use to express about the certainty of something, that you must be extremely tired after your long journey, that it is obvious that a person get tired after a long journey. So you can use the word must to express the certainty of this thing. So you must be extremely tired after your long journey. Then next is, don't go near the cliff, it dash be dangerous. So it can be dangerous, simply you can use the word can here, it can be dangerous. Then third is dash I use your phone please. So you are making a request to use someone else's phone, so you can simply use the word may I use your phone. So I hope it is clear. Then fourth is, when there is a toddler in the house, you dash not leave sharp object around. Toddler means to say little baby, small baby, sorry. So when there is a toddler in the house, you dash not leave sharp object around. So you must not leave sharp object around, कि आपको कोई भी knife वगैरह जो है वो नीचे नहीं रखना चाहिए. You must means it's mandatory, or it's you can say it when you have to express complete obligation of something. So as you know, when we have to express obligation, we have to use this word must. So here it is, you can say you can say it's very important that if a toddler or the little baby is at home, then we must not leave any of the you can say sharp object around that baby. So must is the right word here to use. Then fifth is Seema dash you like a lift home. Seema dash you like a lift home. So in fifth sentence, Seema, can you like a lift home? When you are offering something, when you are offering, or when you are you can say suggesting something, so in a polite manner, so you can use the word can. Seema, can you like a lift home? So like this you can fill the word can here. Then sixth is dash you please help me find my purse. So we are making a request again, and for making requests you can say the word could is you can say you can use the word could. In fifth you can use the word would also. Seema, would you like a lift home? So would is also there, that you can use. And in sixth dash you please help me to find my purse. So if you want to ask something politely, you can use word may also and could also. So could you please help me or may you please help me, both are correct, and could is more you can say better if you use the word could. So then seventh is you dash visit your mother today, it's her birthday. So you should visit, we can advise a person that you should visit your mother, or you should visit your home today because it's your mother's birthday today. So that's why should can be used in the seventh sentence. Then eighth is nobody is answering the door, they dash have gone out. So they might have gone out, we are talking about the possibility that if somebody is not responding, or somebody is not answering the doorbell, I am ringing the doorbell again and again, and someone, nobody is you can say answering that, it means they have gone out. So they might have gone out. So we are going to express the possibility of something, so we can use this word might. So then ninth is dash you go for a movie with me. So again we are asking, so asking a question, so we can use the word will you go for a movie with me. Then 10th is everybody dash follow traffic rule for their own safety. So you can you can use the word should, everybody should follow traffic rule for their own safety, because for their own safety it's like it's like an advice, so we can use this word should. Everybody should follow traffic rule for their own safety. So I hope all the fill-ups are clear to all of you. Then next is last topic of this chapter, students, modals in conditional sentences. So what are conditional sentences? First of all, a conditional sentence usually has an if clause and a main clause. So if clause is there in a conditional sentence and a main clause is there. So the modal is used in main clause, means modals are used in conditional sentences, and in which part of the conditional sentence? In the main clause part of the conditional sentence. Conditional sentence contain two parts, if clause and main clause, and where you have to use modal, you have to use the modal in the main clause. So see, first is we use could would to talk of situations that may be unreal or cannot be fulfilled. So if I had time, I could go to gym. So see, if you look at the sentence, it has two parts. First one is your if clause, if I had time. Then your main clause, I could go to the gym. And as I have told you that you have to use the words like may, might, can, could, all these words or your modals in your main clause. So the rule says that we use could would to talk of situations that may be unreal or cannot be fulfilled. So the things that are not going to happen, or that cannot be you can say fulfilled, like if I had time, I could go to the gym, कि अगर मेरे पास टाइम होता then चला जाता. Then if I had come to Pune, we could have met. कि अगर मैं पुणे आया होता तब हमने मिल लेना था. So see, there is the things that are not happening actually, but we are talking about those things. Like if I had more money, I would travel to Europe. I would travel to Europe. Then, if you had called earlier, we could have given you a seat. Like this is not going to happen now, so we are talking about something unreal that cannot be fulfilled now actually. So if you have had called earlier, we could have given you a seat. And see students, in all of these sentences we are using the words could and would or modals in your main clause of the sentence, not in the if clause of the sentence. So then next is, if I had studied further, I would have a better job. So अगर मैंने इससे ज़्यादा पढ़ा होता तो मुझे और अच्छी जॉब मिल जानी थी. So like this. Then next is, sometimes we form probable conditions with should. Means probable means to say the conditions which have some kind of possibility of happening. So if you want to form probable conditions, you can use this word should. Like should he trouble you, please tell me. कि अगर उसने मतलब तुम्हें कोई भी ट्रबल की, कोई भी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करने की कोशिश की, प्लीज़ टेल मी, प्लीज़ लेट मी नो. एंड सेकेंड इज, शुड दे रीच अर्ली, आस्क देम टू वेट. कि अगर वो जल्दी आ गए, then you have to ask them to wait. So like this, in the you can say when we have to form probable conditions, you can use this word should. So again students, there is a last exercise for you now. Fill in the blanks using right modals. So again you have to fill the right modals here to form the questions. So first is dash you please be quiet. So dash you please be quiet. So what you can use here? So could you please be quiet is the thing that we can say politely. Could is the right word here to use. So could you please be quiet. कि हम किसी को बोल भी रहे हैं quiet होने के लिए, but we are using the word please, so we are talking in a polite manner, so we can use the word could in the first blank. So could you please be quiet. And second, why dash you always tease your sister. So why should you always tease your sister. Then third is, dash you make so much noise. So should you make so much noise. And in fourth, dash we watch a play tonight. Can we watch a play tonight. And in fifth, dash you like a little more tea. Would you like a little more tea. So like this you can fill these blanks with using your modals, right modals that you think that this is appropriate to use here. Your answer may vary in these fill-ups, so you can use any of the modals that we have done. You can look at all those rules carefully, read about all those rules again, or you can repeat this video also to clarify all the rules. So then you can solve this exercise, because this can have more than one correct answer. So students, this is all about your topic modals, and I hope it's clear to all of you. So thanks for listening patiently, and have a nice day.